Yeah, welcome back to another episode of A Work in Progress. As always, I'm your host, Tab. We're brought to you by Cloud Raps. And today, I got a very special guest. It isn't our regular format. This is kind of different. I ain't never did no virtual shit before, bruh. So you got to bear with me. But
For
today we
sure.
got short filmmaker, author, my guy, Talik Jordan. How are you, sir?
I'm blessed, man. How are you, dog? How it's going?
Man, I'm decent, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a little nervous. A little nervous, bro.
Why?
Just a little bit, man. I ain't recording like over a year, bro. So it's been a little minute.
You got
It's
you. I
been a
got you. I
little, and
think it's
then
gonna be good.
this whole virtual shit, bro. I don't like
It
that,
ain't the
man.
vibe.
Hey, yeah, man. Like, hey, we're gonna have to catch you when I got the whole crew to set up, and we can, I understand, we can really get it right.
Okay.
But first,
Yeah.
I want to say congratulations on the film, bro. The
Thank you,
Quintessential
man.
Lover. My
Thank you.
God. So
Thank
tell me
you.
about that, man. Like, what is the quintessential lover? What does that mean?
So yeah, the quintessential lover is basically saying like the perfect lover, right? So
Uh,
the whole origin of like me coming up with this honestly was I personal opinion, I felt like it wasn't that many romantic like thrillers out, right?
uh,
My personal favorite was the movie Obsessed with Idris Elba, Beyonce, the whole crew.
good
And
movie, good movie.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I felt like, personal opinion, I felt like a lot of the romantic thrillers were so like simple, like boy next door, random stranger knocking at the door type of thing. And so I wanted to create a story that was just a little bit different in a sense, but kind of would still get that vibe and touch on so many different things that I felt like as men in this generation, for sure, black men specifically, that we deal with when it comes to certain things, and also like women too as well. And so the origin of this started from that, and the book and the movie is slightly different. In the book, of course, I go into great detail of like who this person, the main character is, who the woman is, and then like all of the other people involved, like they're kind of getting like a little snippet of a background story in the book or whatever. But yeah, I really wanted to emphasize the question of like, what is really the perfect lover? I
Right.
feel like, we get into these situations and we're like, oh, this is the perfect situation. This is the perfect situation. But it's like a lot of people hold a facade on. And so I just wanted to kind of like question that type of thing within like people being in relationships, people not in relationships, just really asking that question of like, what does it really mean to be the perfect lover? And the point of emphasis is really emphasizing that it's no such thing as the perfect lover. You just gotta like, one, have love within yourself so strong to the point that no matter what, you can do what you need to do. But on top of that, you got to learn how to love your partner for whoever they are, and not to like put them on these type of pedestals and things of that nature, or compare and contrast. So it's a big picture, but I feel like it's some things that people can resonate on at least.
All right. So how much of this was based off of your personal life or a relationship that you either have or had in the past?
If I had to put like a numerical value, I'd say like the book was probably 30% my life, 70%
Uh,
just a story that I just came up with. The film probably like 45%, just because of like little things here and there. And when I created a book back in like I think 2024, like summer 2024, and then the
uh,
film came. Created a film January 2025. So it was like some things changed during that time period, relationship status, all of different types of stuff or whatever. So it was kind of like a different experience that I was going through compared to like when I first wrote the book. But yeah, like I would say like, yeah, 30 and then 45% when it comes to like the film.
so did the inspiration come like right away, or is it something that you sat on for a little bit, or just certain different things just started coming together? You was like, damn, this is it's kind of like a nice little story that I could do something with.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like for the book, man, like I said, I was just looking at different movies, and I I started off with a different type of title, and I had like probably the first chapter just was like doing like an introduction chapter of the character.
Uh,
And I'm not gonna lie to you, like I didn't touch that book for like months, probably like 3 months or whatever. And I just kept telling myself like, man, I need to like do something, I need to do something. And one day I ain't gonna lie, I was just drinking like some wine or whatever. And I just for like an entire day, I finished the entire book. And as I was like creating the book, the stuff was just like literally just being formed in my brain, honestly, like scene by scene within the book. And it was just like once I got to like the last chapter and I like came up with the entire story, I went through, tweaked it through a little bit just to, make sure that the story made sense, sent it out to some people. And yeah, so overall, I'd probably say like the book took 4 months just because like I was just playing around with it. But honestly speaking, like I did 9 chapters in one day.
Ooh, that wine
Yeah.
was that motivation, boy. Get you
Yeah,
going.
yeah, yeah. Certain emotions started to pop up and no funny. And I was like, yeah, I can relate to this situation for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a lot of that. And then the process with the film, honestly speaking, the film was just it was honestly used as a market. I'm not gonna lie. Like I know a lot of people in our generation don't read as often. It's not that many people, and so
Mm,
I felt like with the first 2 books that I created, even though they were like anthologies, which are like poems, I felt like it was a lot of things that I was saying in those books, and so I wanted a different way to market it. And the short film was the way to market the book, and it was supposed to just be episodes, like 3 different episodes, small episodes, and everything, but when we were filming it got filmed in one day. It got filmed in 18 hours. And when we was filming everything and I created like the script, I didn't realize that it was going to be that long. So it ended up being like 25 minutes, but it was a lot of
mm,
scenes that were like cut out. It was a lot of things that we cut out on the day of shooting. So it could have low key got up to like 40 minutes if we really wanted it to. But overall, man, this whole thing was meant to be just a whole marketing for the book. It's something I care about doing, I want to do, and I'm going to do for the rest of my life. But the fact
mm.
that it just came out the way that it did, it was just like, oh snap, like this is different.
So which one was harder to make? Was it harder for you to do the book, or was it more challenging to do the film?
Oh, the book. The book was super hard. Like, no funny, like no difficulty really with like the film just because everything was already done. Like the story was done. I feel like the story is the hardest thing to do. The technicalities and everything else is super simple. It can
Mm,
have its moments for sure. And as long as you kind of like pre-plan certain stuff, you're fine. Like I already had like I think it was 6, 7 locations. I paid for one of the places and the schedule was typical honestly from 7 in the morning until like we finished, and that was around like 4 in the morning. But the way that I've like formulated everything,
ooh,
it was like we started off in the theater. I mean, not the theater, but the studio from 7 to 9 because that's when I had the time. Every other scene was outside. So we can take as long as we really wanted to, but I wanted to
mm,
make sure that the scenes that had the sun, we got those out the way as quick as possible. And then everything else that's like nighttime, we can just take our time on that. So it
yeah,
was super simple to do that. But the book for sure, I mean, it's so much art that comes out every single day. And so trying to create something that's not biting something else is really, really difficult. And then on top of that, you got to
definitely.
have a story that is intriguing to people. So it's 1000% difficult, man. So 1000% the book for sure.
Where'd you shoot it at? Like, what state was you in?
I was in North Carolina. I was in
Oh,
Greensboro.
word?
Yeah, this
You
is when
saying you
I
was in
was.
Greensboro?
Yeah. I
Oh
lived in
man, that's crazy. I'm about to move to
yeah.
Greensboro Friday.
Are you for real?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, girl,
Yeah, I'm
I
in
love
Greensboro a lot.
Greensboro.
I'm there a
Yeah,
lot, bro.
bro.
Every weekend I'm there.
Really? What
Yeah,
part
my girl
of
out there.
nah, we could talk about that off screen, but
For sure, for sure.
yeah, Greensboro, I love Greensboro. I was out there um basically 2025, like the whole 2025 I was out there. And man, it was a great experience. I really love
Yeah.
North Carolina. I love Greensboro. And yeah, man. I was over kind of like 20 minutes away from like High Point is where like we were shooting at.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, we was kind of like over
Okay,
there in that
okay.
area.
Damn, Greensboro, that's crazy. So do you
Yeah.
feel, I'm about to ask this. You felt the creative energy in Greensboro? Like it's a creative place for you?
Yeah, I think well, honestly, it's like half and half. Like for me it was really a lot of self-motivation, man, because
Uh,
this was something that I talked about doing for years, man, like since high school. And honestly speaking, I just never thought that I can come up with like something like write something, film something, whatever the case may be. I just never thought I would be able to do that just from my own personal beliefs. And once it got to the point with me being out in Greensboro, I had a lot of time on my hands
Mm,
and I was able to do it because of the parties that were involved in the film too as well. So in a sense, I will also say like, yeah, it's a lot of creative energy out there. It definitely gave me a lot of time to just sit back and think on things. That's why I really like North Carolina for real. It gives you that vibe of like not being too country, but not being too city either. It gives you that healthy balance. So
yeah.
for me, it just Greensboro is perfect for that, in my opinion. So I think that was really like the dagger. It just gave me some time to actually be in a quiet environment and just like sit back and think about certain things and, just look at my life and be like, all right, cool. Like I've been saying I wanted to do this at that time for like 9 years. So it's like, what are you doing?
All right, so let's go back a little bit. What initially got you even interested in like writing books, short films? Like, what sparked that interest in the first place? Like, what
Real, we
point?
giving the
I know
real?
you for I know you for a little minute, and I know I've
Yeah,
seen you talk about else like writing, but what sparked that
yeah,
interest initially? Like, what
yeah.
gravitated you towards that?
Like every great thing in this world, everything was started by a woman. So everything was started by a woman, man. So dude, I'm gonna get it real. So when I was overseas, I'm 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 on a high. I got like an egotistical vibe going on at that point. And I just got out of college, so I'm really feeling like him. I'm not gonna lie. I got over there, it was this one particular person that I met that was insanely stunning to me. And we ended up like having a good vibe or whatever. And things just went an interesting way. It wasn't nothing like crazy bad or anything like that. It just went an interesting way. And I'm not on no weird stuff or whatever, like, but I just for some reason I just couldn't get her out of my mind. And I couldn't understand why. So it started off with me just writing to different songs. And I was just doing covers and I was just keeping it in my phone, I wasn't doing nothing about it. And then eventually one of the friends out there at that base, they had an open mic night and they used to have it like basically like almost every month. And so I went to one, the vibe was amazing, they welcome like newbies, and I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of intoxicated off the Hennessy, and so I was like, you know
Oh
what,
man,
I would just do a poem, I would just do a poem. So
the
I
dangerous
can't.
man.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna do a poem, bro. I'm gonna do a poem, and I'm gonna talk about her. And yeah, man, I wrote that poem in like 10 minutes at that spot, and I did it, and people thought I was like writing for real, like for years. And so once I kind of got that feel, I just started going back all the time. And then I had a real good friend named Selena that was over there too that told me to take the poems and turn it into a book, which is an anthology. I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was the dumbest thing ever. I didn't even know that was a thing. And so
Yeah.
once I kind of like did my research on that, I created the book and then I created the second one. And then it just turned into what it turned into. And like I said, the film thing has been there since high school, but I was like doing acting classes and stuff like that. And every time I was getting close to the end, I had to leave the state and do something or whatever. And it got to a point where I was just like looking at some of the roles, and it was like roles that I was not like cool with doing, for my first ones or whatever. And I see something from Marlon Wayans that was like, man, like if you write your own stuff, you'll never like be out of a job. And so at that point, I was like, you know what, bro? Let me just start writing my own stuff. So I would do like little episodes, snippets here and there, like since college, and then it turned into a short film, years later on. So yeah, the origin definitely came from a woman. I ain't gonna lie for sure. it
Hey, like you
definitely came
said,
from a
all
woman.
great things because of woman.
For sure.
Oh man, yes. But you mentioned that you was out of the country.
Mhm.
So how did being out of the country, how did that like shape you as a person?
Oh, bro, it's the
How does
best
it
thing
change your
ever.
views and perspectives?
Yeah, it's 1000% the best thing ever, man. I 1000% recommend it to everybody, especially on this side of the world, to at least live abroad for a year if you can. If you could for 2 years, that would be fantastic. But truly live in an area that the culture is different, the language barrier may be a little difficult, or really difficult to the point that they don't even speak English as the native language. I swear to
Mm,
you, like your perspective on everything in the world would change, and you will. you would kind of like realize how much of like a cul-de-sac we are in on this side of the world for real
So
when it comes to a lot of things, man. And it just has you understand that you can do a lot of stuff in life, bro. Like so much is gatekeep here, and you know, it's a certain propaganda that they have to like push on this side or whatever when it comes to a lot of stuff. And once you kind of like open that veil, you'll start to realize like, damn, bro, like a lot of stuff is really in my head. Like everything that like they tell me to worry about or wherever the case may be is literally a joke. And once
yeah,
you kind of understand that notion and like realize like, okay, cool, like it's always gonna be issues no matter where you go. Like just over there was people dealing with the same things we dealing with over here. But overall, like you realize this whole life thing in general is just all about like just finding your way. And once you figure that out, man, the sky is the limit, man. Like that over there, I took like a genetics test because I
uh
never really like knew where I was from. Like I was telling people over there I was from Virginia, and they just they were just like,
I'm from the
they,
South Side.
yeah, I'm from the South. I swear to you, bro. I was like, yeah, I'm from the South Side. Like I'm from Virginia or whatever. And they like, where is that? And it was this one of my friends. He was on the phone with this particular woman. And I can't remember. She was from somewhere in Africa, but she asked him the same question. And he was like, you know, he was from Chicago or whatever. And she got on him about like actually knowing where he was from. And, you know, she ended up saying the same thing to me. So I did a genetics test over there, figured out where I was from, found out some things. And it was just like, all right, cool. Like pieces started to kind of like come together for real, for real. And it shaped me to the point where I'm at right now, like being back on this side of the world, it's helped me realize like, bro, like I am overly powerful. Like I can do whatever I want to do, bro. Like I can manifest whatever I want. I can change my life however I want. And it's all about like you mentally understanding that stuff. And not saying that you can't get that over here too, but I do feel like it helps you out when you're over there on that side. Like it just broadens your horizons on everything for sure.
All right, where'd you go?
I was in the United Kingdom. I was in the
Oh,
United Kingdom. So
shit.
yeah, yeah, it was weird enough because
Oh
like real,
man.
like everything is connected, bro. Because I swear to you, like when I went over there, I was like, damn, I feel like I'm at home. And when I did that daggone genetics test, they just said
Hey.
like I was like 12% British and Irish. And I was like,
Oh
damn,
shit.
it made sense why I love Harry Potter so much, bro. Like this he a part of my fucking family line.
Damn.
Like,
So was there
so
anything
yeah.
else in like your ancestry that surprised you? You was like, damn, I really wasn't expecting that.
Bro, it was so crazy. One of my favorite movies is The Mummy. And I've always had this infatuation with like Egypt and gold and just Africa in general. And kind of find out on my paternal line, I am on that line with Ramses the Third. He was one of the emperors in Egypt.
Oh word.
Yeah, and I was just like, dang, like I've always been infatuated with the pyramids of Giza, all of this stuff, like and just everything in general when it comes to that. And so it made sense when I seen that. I was like, okay, like I understand why that like, you know, resonates with me so much. Just like black empowerment or just royalty or whatever the case, whatever you want to call it, like that's just always been something strong for me. And yeah, it 1000% that made sense. And it was like little interesting things too, like on the test, it was saying like, you know, you're prone to wake up at 9 o'clock or whatever the case may be. And it's like, damn, like I really do wake up at 9 o'clock, no alarm. Like I would just wake up at 9:15, like on some random stuff. Like that's just when
Straight
my
off the
body will
muscle.
wake up. Yeah, bro. So it
Straight
was
off the
little
muscle.
funny stuff like that too. It gave me some good stuff like, yeah, you ain't going bald to like after 40 type stuff, you know, good things. So I was like, all right, cool, we good. It was good.
You made your way over there yet?
What? Which part?
On to Egypt. Like
Man,
was able to go
nah.
over there and catch a feeling. Like
Nah,
this is home.
man. Nah, man. I got to.
Eh,
It's definitely on my list for sure. That Morocco. I heard a lot of great things about Morocco.
I heard Morocco was amazing.
Morocco, yeah, I had a lot of friends that went to Morocco, and Morocco is definitely like a one-on-one place. I found out that I'm majority Nigerian, so I know they be saying like Nigeria is like, you know, all of these things, which I'm not saying that it's not, but I definitely want to go to Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone. That was like the top three that they were saying that I would like kind of had like genetics from in a sense.
Yeah.
So definitely want to check out those three, Egypt, and yeah.
Yeah, man. boy lived around the world.
Yeah, man. I got a chance to go to some more places. Like I was able to go to like Germany. Germany was super cool.
Uh,
Really looked like America. It was just the language was just different. Everything was set up different. The United Kingdom, 1000% completely different. Like driving on the
yeah,
other side, bro, what? Driving on the other side, they speak the Queen's English, which is like is I mean, I
that
like it.
old
I do
old
like
school shit,
it.
right?
Can I get a glass of water? Like they talk they talk like that, but like it'd be crazy because like I be trying to do like the Queen's English and mine's be horrible, but they are so good at like speaking like American English. Like it's actually crazy. Like it's insane, bro. But yeah, it was a lot of like flips. Like it was parts where I'd be like, okay, like I understand why America had like the American Revolution because like they be wanting you to tax like every single thing, bro. It was annoying, but yeah, definitely that other side of the world was cool though, for sure. Europe was cool.
Mm, man, that's definitely interesting. Being in the UK, and you said you was over
Yeah,
there for how
man.
long?
Oh, I got there at the like end of 2020 and then I left like the end of 2022. So I was only there for like two and some change.
So I was being there in 2020. Like, like,
Trash.
how was COVID over
Trash.
there? Did it hit the same like you heard back
Hey,
over here, or?
it was worse, bro. Y'all was over. I was
Yeah.
watching y'all bro. What? I was watching y'all Instagrams. Y'all outside, like Atlanta was like its own little world. I'm like,
Oh, yeah, Atlanta
bro,
different anyway.
yeah, for sure, for sure. But
They
like,
different anyway for sure.
for sure. But yeah, like y'all was able to do so many different things. Like, bro, we couldn't go nowhere. Everything was locked down. Like, I got there in November. The week I had to quarantine for 2 weeks. The first week of December, I go out to one restaurant. The
Mm,
next Monday, shut down the entire
damn.
United Kingdom. And it was shut down until April. So like no haircuts, no nothing. Like everybody just looking terrible. And then like I lived on base and then I worked at a different base. So I'm just going base to base. Like, so it feel like I'm never escaping this like military stuff for real, for real. Like I'm just there. And yeah, bro, it was annoying. Like I was just looking at everybody on this side of the world. Like I'm looking at their Instagram. They in the lounges, they having cookouts and just do. I'm like,
Hey,
dang, bro, like this is so
hey,
whack.
we don't take shit serious. We
Bro,
don't
for
take shit
real.
serious, man.
It was trippy, bro. It was super trippy. So I was so like, man, it was so good for like April to come around. They finally like lifted the restrictions and we went out and everything. And like another thing too, it's super like gloomy majority of the time. So
Uh,
like when around that time, that's of course like when the sun started to come out. So like, bro, like you just felt so good. I ain't gonna lie, everything just felt good about being over there at that time period. So yeah, but it 1000% it was yeah, it was different. And even like traveling back into the United Kingdom, like they wanted you to have like the shots and then you had to do the test before and then if you popped up positive the day before you were cooked, like it was just a lot going on for sure.
so how was getting reacclimated to being back in the States? So was that a hard process for you?
Yeah, it was difficult. It was difficult because in some cases, man, like oddly enough, like I felt more comfortable just being black over there. Like in the UK, for real, bro. Like in the UK, in Germany for
Oh
sure. Like
man.
even when I was in like I went to like an island in Spain, like I felt way more comfortable being black over there. Like it was just weird. And then like coming back over here was just like it was like a good feeling, but then at the same time I was just like something's off. And then, being removed from like your native country and like just not let's not say removed but like just being away from your native country and then like coming back into it and like being accustomed to another different country, it's just so many different like things that come into the play that you start to like peep and pay attention to. And
Uh,
it's like one of the things like that's like, oh wow, like that's interesting, like the United Kingdom has like free healthcare for everybody.
oh
Something as
yeah.
simple as that. Yeah, bro. Like you just walk in,
Everybody
do
but
what you need to
America.
do. You know what I'm saying? And it be like little things like that. Like we're big in like from an education standpoint, like we're like number one and it's like top three, I think, in research when it comes to like higher education. But when it comes to like K through 12, we rank so freaking low. And it's because of
Yeah.
like so many different things compared to like other countries in the world or whatever. So you start to kind of like pay attention to stuff like food, like I can get like salmon from Norway and it was like salmon fillets and it'd be like $8. Then you come back over here, you getting farm raised salmon for $27. And it's like, just little stuff like that that you start to kind of like pay attention to. And it's like, I kind of miss it back over there sometimes. So
Yeah.
it's
So do
trippy.
you think that you'll ever write about like your times being overseas? Like you think that ever make it onto a screen, write a short film or
Man,
book
that's
about any of
actually
those experiences?
that's a good question. I think if I were to do something like that, if you ever seen like Lovecraft, I would kind of like not make it so sci-fi, but like kind
Uh,
of implement something like that where like over there he had like a different like awakening in a sense or whatever, or met somebody that kind of like changed his perspective on certain things. I think I would do something like that, but of course it won't make it like science fiction. It would just kind of be like a you know, met somebody over there that could have potentially been like a sensei to me or whatever the story I might come up with and implement those changes and kind of like bring it back to this side or whatever. But that's actually interesting. I never thought about even doing that, honestly. That's interesting.
hey man, I'm sure you could do it. So let's bring it back to the quintessential lover, right?
Okay.
How has the reception been so far since it's been out?
It's been really good, man. So came up with the trailer. And I really just did the trailer and I told like some close friends and family members and stuff like that, and
Mm.
I'm honestly super super proud, man. Like last time that I checked, it was at 2.1 like thousand, like 2,100 views on like YouTube. Thank you, thank you, thank
I
you.
like to hear
that
that. I
that
like to hear
one,
that.
yeah, that one was super. Like it was really dope to see, man, because outside of doing it on Instagram and TikTok, I honestly haven't like pushed it all the way through for
Uh,
marketing wise. And I'm honestly participating in like Ramadan this year. So I wanted to kind of like go off of like Instagram for a little bit. So like once it's like done, then I
mm,
probably will ramp up like the marketing for it a little bit more and just doing different things just to see where I can go with it. I'm going to submit it into like a film festival and see where it can go from there. But I'm not gonna lie, like I am 1,000% happy because it's a lot of people that have been messaging me, calling me, giving me their insights, asking questions, and that's honestly like what I want to do for anything that I create, man. Like I'm a real analytical thinker. I love like talking about like anything, and my biggest thing is I want to question everything, and I want people to have questions, and I want people to think about stuff in a different way. So like when I create anything, that's what I'm doing it for people to have questions or look at stuff from a different perspective that they never like typically would do.
okay. Is there a certain scene in the film that captures the heart of the story?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, I really, woof. I'd like, and so the main character's name is Jalil. I like the Jalil versus Jalil scene
Mm,
because,
so
um,
relatable. Definitely
yeah, yeah, yeah,
relatable.
yeah. It
It's
was
for
it was
sure.
really,
For sure.
yeah. And honestly, man, honestly speaking, of course, like it was heavily motivated by Snowfall. Shout out to John Singleton and the entire crew. But it was 1,000% inspired by Snowfall when Franklin was talking to Franklin.
Bodies,
And
bodies,
bodies,
bodies.
bodies. For sure, right? But
Yeah,
overall, man, like that's one of my favorite scenes, man, because like I wanted to treat it in a way like I know I apologize if I'm going all over the place for the scene, but I really
hey,
want
no,
to
you
paint the
good.
picture. But I really wanted people from that scene to get the feeling that they got when they watch Get Out, right? So like when you watch
Mm,
Get Out for the first time from the naked eye, you think one particular thing, then you watch it again and you start to see all of the signs, right?
right.
So when you do that scene for the first time, the inner Jalil, the one in the black, you're thinking that he's just basically telling the main character like, yo, we need to just be promiscuous and stay like that. It's going to be something that we are cool with. We've been doing it for X amount of years. Don't change it up. And it's like, you know, from a maturity standpoint, it looks like, all right, he just trying to like live this immature lifestyle when it comes to X, Y, and Z, right? And the main character, he's like, nah, like I know that you just want me to keep like doing all of this BS, and that's not what I want for my life anymore. So like I need to like drop you and like move on and like, you know, do what I want to do, find my love and like the love of my life or wherever the case may be. But if you really like sit down and pay attention and like watch the movie again, the inner person was basically that subconscious feeling that you have when you
Mm.
know that you shouldn't be doing certain things, right? Like in relationships, we peep the freaking red flags from the
Yo.
jump, but we just avoid it because it's like, oh, I'm so infatuated by this person or wherever the case may be. And your subconscious knows. But when it comes to certain things, if you are trying to change yourself and things of that nature, it's that internal battle where you're thinking like, oh snap, like, nah, it's telling me that like I need to change and like get out of this way. But it's like, nah, it's sometimes this shit is really protecting you from certain things because honestly speaking, in the film, of course, it moves quick, but like you don't really know about this girl. And so it's like,
Mm.
how are you so infatuated about this girl so quick, right? Compared to like the book, they really go into detail about like why this person felt this way, X, Y, and Z, the backgrounds and all of that stuff, right? But like looking at the film, you have to ask the question, like, how did you fall in so deep? How are you not peeping the signs of like, you know, when she talks about certain things, like her mannerisms and, you know, her tone of voice of like when she says certain stuff and then like when she says certain other things, like she has more energy behind that certain, like word or whatever the case may be. Like those are the little things that we are not paying attention to off of like the naked eye. But once your subconscious starts to kind of like feel the vibe, pay attention a little bit more, it's going to ring off something into you and be like, nah, bro, like you need to pay attention to this or you
All
need to
right.
pay attention to that. But it's that internal battle. So I would say like that is one of my favorite scenes, man, because it's like that's something that we do all the time. Like we
All the
avoid
fucking
the
all the time,
subconscious.
man.
Yeah, we avoid it so freaking much, man, for sure. So yeah, I would pick that one as the best scene.
And I was watching, I was like, damn, that sounds like me. Like, that's what I be doing. I was like, I be doing that shit. I'm
Yeah,
like,
bro.
man,
Yeah,
it,
bro. Yeah.
damn, man, that shit was definitely relatable. So, what is the reaction that you expect after people watch it? Like, what do you want them to feel?
I want them to ask that question in their lives. Like, are they not necessarily are they being the perfect lover, but like are they even like are they even giving enough love to themselves to even love somebody else, right? So towards
Uh,
the end of the film, when he's in therapy and stuff like that, and he talks about how like he regrets even meeting her, but he's happy that he did because he's realized that like he has this type of love inside of him and he can like actually fall in love again. Is just going to take some time, but overall like he has to remember like, hey, I gotta love myself at the end of the day, because if I don't love myself, there's no way in hell that somebody else is going to come in the picture and fulfill that type of love. So the first thing I would want people to ask themselves is like, all right, like, are you truly loving yourself? Are you really, do you even know what that means? Like, do you know what it means to love Ty? I didn't really know what it meant to love myself until certain things popped up into play, and I had to really sit back and really do that self-reflection, bro. Like that was a
right.
real difficult moment.
Mm,
But once I realized, like, dang, like I'm sitting here saying I do, but I'm doing X, Y, and Z. If I did love myself, I wouldn't do that. So if I don't love myself, how can I love my partner or like make my partner feel like they're important in my life? So I would say like that would be the first thing for sure. And then the second thing I would want them to pick up is um just realizing that there's no such thing as the perfect lover. Like you have to accept somebody for who they are and don't take so much of like you being caught up in a particular moment and thinking that okay that this person comes into the play that they're the perfect individual, they was right for this moment. They might be right for this moment right here, and but that doesn't mean necessarily that they's supposed to be with you for the rest of your life. They can be teaching
right.
you something, you know what I'm saying? Just like on that film, like she really did want to be with him. It was just she was caught up in her own nonsense, and with him he was so like scared of like his karma that he was trying to put on this facade of like being this person, and then because he met this girl of his dreams in that you know process, It's like, okay, cool. This is the perfect situation. She's the perfect person. I'm good to go. I avoided my karma. And it's just like,
Yeah.
man, like kind of like look back and sit back and think about a lot of things from, the point of view of like, what does it really mean to be that perfect lover? So
Damn, that's deep. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna. That's definitely something. That's something to think about. Hey, do you believe in love at first sight? Do you believe that's a real thing?
I used to say no, but nah, that shit is real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's real. Like, so love is really, to me, love is vast, man. Like love is, it's not linear. It's
Right.
not linear. So you can really fall in love with somebody just off of just initial meetup, from like some type of energy that they're giving off, their mental stability of like how they, articulate certain things, what they think about, of course, from a physical aspect and all of this stuff. But when all of those things combined are like
Uh,
the stuff that you really care about and like really are locked in on, 1000%. I think it's really valid. Um, what ends up being the issue in some cases, some people are not real. Like other people may not be real on the other side of like who you dealing with. So it's kind of like, to you, yeah, you fell in love and you believe in all of these things and you're thinking that is okay. But to them, you might just be another cute person or whatever the case may be for the moment. And then they on to the next thing. So when you have those situations where something like that occurs, and let's say for instance those people like go off and like, separate or whatever, the idea of like love at first sight not being a thing comes into the play, because it's like, oh, if that's the case, we would have been together. And it's like, nah, that's not necessarily true. Like, people can be married for 20 plus years and then divorce on the 21st year. That's not to say that
yeah.
they didn't have love for each other. It's just love is different. Love is difficult. It's one of the most difficult like things in the world, if that's a word. That's just say complex. That's the most complex
Would you
thing in the world.
Would you say that love has an expiration date? You
Ooh, no,
don't
no.
think so?
It's just no. It doesn't. It doesn't have an expiration date. I think the medium of how you give love changes.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think it has a, yeah, I don't think,
Oh man.
yeah, I don't think it goes away. Cause even if, let's say for instance, like on some platonic shit, you might have friends that like you've known from a long ass time. Y'all had a fallout. No matter what, you ain't gonna let nobody do no disrespectful shit to them, but you ain't got no kick it to them. And it's just like the love is
For
always
sure.
gonna be there. It's just y'all are on a different type of time. And the same can go for like a relationship, family, whatever the case may be. I don't think it's an expiration date. I think it's just, hey, you have to protect yourself at the end of the day. So how you go about that, hey, that's subjective. But nah, I don't think it goes away.
Man, that's a much more mature response than what I think about love.
What you
Look, the
think? What you
only reason
think?
I feel like love don't have an expiration date is because it's gonna sound a little ignorant, but so look at it like
No, you
this.
good.
Let's take Lauren London for example, right? Nipsey
Okay.
Hussle was their baby daddy. He
Yeah.
died. Nobody's ever gonna compare to that love, bro. Like she's gonna love that nigga forever,
Forever. Yeah.
forever. Like that's never gonna die. No matter who else she might be with, no matter who else she might see, that shit is gonna live on forever. And that goes
Yeah.
for any woman that's dating a man, had a kid, had a family, whatever, and then he passes. Like that's love gonna be forever. No
Yeah.
expiration date there.
For sure,
No
for sure.
expiration date.
I mean, you can even say, not you personally, but like in some cases, like some men, you can be like, yo, like, are you dating the love of your life? And they'll be like, hell nah, like my love of my life was X, Y, and Z, woo, woo, woo. Like, if she was to come to my face right now, I'd drop everything and be with her. You know what I'm saying? But that would never
Yeah.
happen. And I'm happy in my situation. And you know what I'm saying? Like, two things could literally be true. But
But that's
yeah,
just
that's,
settling, ain't it?
is it what?
That's settling in a way, isn't it?
Subjective.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm
I
cool right here, but hey, short and swing back my way. Yeah, man. This shit is over.
I think it's subjective, man, because just because somebody can come back into the picture too don't mean that they right for you. So it's like you can have somebody that's the love of
Yeah.
your life, but them motherfuckers can be really toxic. They can be immature when it comes to an emotional standpoint, or they may not be fulfilling for you in certain aspects. and it just would not work out well in a relationship. And then you found somebody that literally meets all of those different things, but the vibe that you and this other person had was so strong, it's kind of hard to push that away. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily settling. It's love. It's vast, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's complex, bro.
Man, it
Like,
is.
it's
It
super.
definitely is.
You got to think about it, bro. It's what, 8-9 billion people in the world. To sit here and say that you're only supposed to connect with, let's say in your lifetime, 5 people and have a strong emotion for it, that's a little bit of that's tough, bro. Like, if you playing the number game, that's a little bit different. So
So,
it's different.
so you feel the same way about being like in love with multiple people? Like you believe you can be in love with this person and that person too?
Man, I don't want to get canceled, but I I think you can. I think you can, but it can't, like, it's the difference between being in love with somebody and having love for somebody. You know what I'm saying?
For
So
sure.
I think
For
it's
sure.
like, if you got love for somebody that you dealt with in the past or whatever, and it's strictly just that, is ain't no like dipping and dabbling type of thing, it happens. Especially if
Yeah.
you are involved in regards to like being on the scene around a lot of people, not even necessarily on some like intimate stuff, but like just seeing a lot of individuals, that shit is going to happen. But as long as you're not like being overly messy with it, nah. But I don't know, like, I feel like that's what makes the relationship or whatever you want to call it. That's why I think makes it so difficult, because people come into these situations being unrealistic, bro. Like, oh, I'm so only supposed to love you and you only. I can't look at nobody else. It's just straight tunnel vision. It's you and me and
That's
versus the world.
unrealistic.
Like, yeah,
It's
bro. Like, come
unrealistic.
on, let's be real. Like, just be honest. There's a lot of beautiful people in this world. There's a lot of beautiful people with a beautiful vibe. You're gonna come across those individuals. It doesn't necessarily mean that they got to get taken to the next level. Or even if you did form like some type of platonic relationship or whatever the case may be, you could still have love for somebody in that type of time. And even if you were to get to, quote unquote, let's say like an intimate level of just like caressing each other in a sense, or like, just
Mm.
being a little bit more friendlier compared to like a platonic relationship, I don't know. I think it's subjective. Like, as long as it doesn't get messy, I really think that's the biggest thing, honestly.
Hey, an old married white man told me when I was, what, 19? He said, "Hey, I'm married, I ain't dead." And he said that
Bro,
for his wife, and she agreed. She was like, "Yeah,
bro,
man, like he did, like you're gonna look, you're gonna answer, like that's his life.
bro.
That's his life. To sit here and act like you've never looked at anyone else and felt like, damn, felt some type of attraction, even if you're not
Yeah,
gonna act on it, but you felt something. You ain't gotta lie about that. You can be honest about that. Don't lie to
bro,
yourself about it.
like, fact, like, I have like 3 people that were like in their 60s that I was super, 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 super cool and close with when I was at a different base. And man, like, they gave me so much insight on just being married for X amount of years, being married multiple times, kids grown, all types of stuff. Like, they gave me so much information, bro. And it was just one of those things where it's just like, look, stuff happens. It's not to say that you approve of it, and not to say that, okay, you just got to be accepting to like somebody cheating or whatever the case may be. And because
Mm.
all of those situations, they didn't cheat and whatever the case may be. It was just like things change over time. And that's just what it is at the end of the day, bro. It's just the name of the game. Love is vast. It's complex, bro. It changes.
Man, sound like a man that went in therapy, yo.
I swear to you. Yeah.
Sound
It's really that,
like
bro.
a
It's
man in
really
therapy,
that.
man. That's what we love to hear. But any last minute words? You got to make sure you plug the Quintessential Lover, plug that everywhere.
Yes,
Let them know where
sir.
they can find it.
Um,
Get the book.
yeah. Yeah. So it's on Amazon. I try to like pull down the price, but it wouldn't let me pull down the price. I don't know why.
Hey, your price is your
It was
price,
getting
bro.
weird. Yeah, like, yeah, it was, but
Price
it's
is
on
the price.
Amazon. The film is on YouTube. It's on my Instagram. It's on the website link. And yeah, definitely more to come. Working on a book right now that's it's gonna be one of those type of like really philosophical, psychological deep books. If you can combine like They Clone Tyrone Centers, Memento, and Inception together,
Oh man,
Yeah,
that sound like something right there. It's gonna be a
it's
mouthful.
it's definitely going it's I call it an awakening book. Definitely gonna film for that one. And then the other one that I'm working on is based on a Baltimore judge. She basically is called, right now the title is called "The Juxtaposition of an Astute Decision," which it definitely could change at times. But basically she's known for being like a real prominent like judge, and she has like a real good like background and all of this stuff, trustworthy X, Y, and Z. And one day her quote unquote love interest ends up becoming one of her defendants in court. And so she has to make a decision on whether or not she's gonna be involved in the process of like having this person be charged and going to prison for the rest of his life, or is she going to do stuff to kind of like manipulate evidence or like persuade a jury to kind of see him as not guilty. And of course it's a plot twist in between that, so I don't want to like specify that part,
Oh
but
man.
let's just say it's not what you think it is, so it makes the decision even more difficult.
Oh, that sounds like a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds
so
like a little series already.
yeah, man, we know we trying to create our own production company, man, and do
As
our
you
own little
should,
thing,
man.
bro. So I want to, and then the last thing, man, I would say like shout out to you, shout out to your stuff, everything that you got going on.
Appreciate
Definitely been watching and peeping like everything that y'all have going on for a long time for sure. And we go way back, so it's dope to
you.
see
For sure, for
black
sure.
men doing their thing, doing the righteous thing for sure, and just giving light to a lot of different stuff too, while owning their stuff and doing their own stuff too. So shout out to you, big ups to you and your entire crew, everybody that has a hand
Appreciate
in it.
you, man.
And I wish nothing but crazy success from this situation. And definitely can run this back again in the future for sure.
Hey man, we gotta come catch you in person, bro. We
For
got to. We gotta
sure.
do it with the
How
whole
you
crew, man.
for sure.
Got to.
I gotta pull up over
Got
there,
to.
man.
Got
I
to,
got
bro.
to. You
We
got
gonna we gonna
to.
make it happen, man. We gonna make it happen.
For
We
sure.
gonna make it happen for sure. But that's another episode of A Work in Progress. It was my guy Talik Jordan. Make sure y'all go get the Quintessential Lover. Y'all go watch it, stream it. Y'all shout it out. Appreciate y'all, and I appreciate you, my guy.